Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome all of you to the lecture Advanced Software Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to discuss about the requirement elicitation activities. In this, we already seen some activities. There is identifying actor. This is requirement elicitation activity. Identifying scenario, identifying use cases, refining use cases, and identifying relationship among the actors and use cases. In previous some lecture we have identified actors. Now in today's lecture we will identify the scenario. Identifying initial analysis objects, identifying non-functional requirement, all these are the activities for requirement elicitation. Identifying actors. Actors represent external entities that interact with the system. An actor can be human or external system. In the SatWatch example, the watch owner, the GPS satellite, and the Webify watch serial device are actors. They all exchange information with the SatWatch, therefore, we can say these all are the actors. You see in this figure 4.4, actor for the SatWatch system, watch owner moves the watch possibly across the time zones and consult it to know what time it is. SatWatch interact with GPS to compute its position. Webify watch upgrade the data contained in the watch to refine the changes in time policy. Example, changes in daylight savings, time start and end dates. You see watch owner, SatWatch and Webify watch, GPS. All these three are the actors we have identified through this scenario. Note, however, that they all have a specific interaction with SatWatch. The watch owner wears and look at her watch. The watch monitor signal from the GPS satellites. The Webify watch download new data into the watch and actor define the classes of functionality. Consider more complex example, friend. A distributed information system for accident management, which is given in the Burke's book in 1994. It includes many actors such as field officer who represent the policy and fire officer who are responding to an incident, and dispatcher, the police officer responsible for answering 911 calls and dispatching resources to an incident. All these are the actors in this example. In friends example, friends support both actors by keeping track of the incident, resources and task plan. It also has access to multiple databases such as a hazardous material database and emergency operations procedure. The field officer and dispatcher actors interact through the different interfaces. Field officer accesses the friend through a mobile personal assistant and dispatcher accesses the friend through a workstation. You see in the figure actor of the friend system. Field officer not only have access to different functionality they use different computer to access the system. Actor Actors role abstractions and do not necessarily directly map to person. The same person can fill the role of field officer or dispatcher at different times. However, the functionality they access is substantially different. For that reason, these two roles are modeled as two different actors, like field officer and dispatcher. These two actors interact with the friend system from different end, from different positions. You have to keep in mind. The first step of requirement elicitation is the identifying of the actors. The servers both to define the boundaries of the system and to find all the perspective from which the developer need to consider the system. When the system is developed into an existing organization such as company, most actors usually exist before the system is developed. They correspond to role in the organization. During the initial stage of actor identification, it is hard to distinguish actor from object. For example, a database subsystem can at time be an actor, while another case it can be a part of the system. Database can be an actor or it can be a system, so it is difficult to identifying the actor. Note that once the system boundary is defined, there is no trouble distinguish between the actor and such system component as object or the subsystems. Actors are outside of the system boundary, they are external. Subsystem and objects are inside the system boundary, they are internal. Thus, any external software system using the system to be developed in an actor. When identifying actors, developers can ask the following question: which user group are supported by the system to perform their work? We have to, as a developer, we have to ask the questions to identify the actors. Which users group are supported by the system to perform their task? Which user group execute the system main functions? With what external hardware software system will be system interact? Which users group perform secondary functions such as maintenance and administrations? All these questions we have to ask. Then we will be able to identify the actors. In the friend example, this question lead to be a long list of potential actors: firefighter, policy officer, dispatcher, investigator, mayors, governments, and EPA, hazardous material database, system administrator, and so on. We then need to consolidate this list into a small number of actors who are different from the point of view of the users of the system. For example, a firefighter and the police officer may share the same interface to the system, as they are both involved with a single incident in the field. Dispatcher, on the other hand, manage multiple concurrent incident and require access to large amount of information. The mayor and the government will not like to interact directly with the system, but will use the services of the train operator instead. Once the actors are identified, the next step is the requirement elicitation activity to determine the functionality that will be accessible to each actor. The information can be extracted using the scenario and formalized using the use cases. Now we are directing towards the scenario. Identifying scenario. A scenario is a narrative description of what people do and experiment as they try to make use of computer system and applications. Carrolls explained this in 1995. A scenario is a concrete, focused, informal description of a single feature of the system from the point of view of a single actor. There may be in one system various scenarios. The task of a single actor is a one scenario. Scenario cannot be replaced. Use cases. You see, suppose we know the use cases, we cannot replace that. Not instead of the use cases, we use a scenario. Scenario is a different term and use cases are somewhat different, as they focus on the specific instances and concrete event as opposed to complete and general description. However, scenario enhance requirement elicitation by providing a tool that is ununderstandable to user and client. There is a figure 4.6 is an example of scenario for the FRIEND system, an information system for incident responses. In this scenario, a police officer report a fire and dispatcher initiate the incident response. This is we will see. Note that this scenario is concrete in the sense that it describes a single instance. It does not attempt to describe all possible situations in which a fire incident is reported. In particular, scenario cannot contain description of the decisions. To describe the outcome of a decision, two scenarios would be needed. One for truth path and the another one for the false path. You see the example figure 4.6, warehouse on fire, scenario for report emergency use case. We have given one name to this scenario. The name of scenario is warehouse on fire. There is a story behind this warehouse on fire name. This is called as a scenario. You see all things happen step by step in scenario. Participating actor instances: Bob, Alice means field officer. There is Alice, field officer, and John. John is a dispatcher. There are three: Bob, Alice, and John. Flow of event: first is Bob driving down Main Street in his patrol car. Notice smoke coming out of warehouse. His partner Alice activates the report emergency function from her friend laptop. There is a software into the laptop and he started report emergency function see on Alice activate the report emergency function from the her laptop. Friend, with the help of friend software, Alice enter the address of the building. Okay, a brief description of its location, that is northwest corner, and an emergency level. In addition to the fire unit, she requests several paramedical unit on the scene. Given that area appear to be relatively busy, she confirm her input and wait for acknowledgement. John, the dispatcher, is alert to the emergency by a beep of his workstation. There is workstation at John because he is a dispatcher, and he got a beep. He got beep from the workstation. He reviewed the information submitted by Alice. Alice submitted the information, and he means John review, acknowledge the report, and he allocate a fire unit and two paramedical unit to incident site and send their estimated arrival time. EAT means estimated arrival time to Alice. Alice received the acknowledgement and the estimated arrival time through their print software. There is a system, print system. Through the print system, Alice activate report emergency function, and that information reached to the John, and after that John reviewed that information and sent the acknowledgement to the Alice about how much time required arrival time, as well as he allocated the paramedical units to the incident site. Is it understanding? Is it clear? Okay, then scenario can have many different uses during the requirement elicitation and during the other activities of the life cycle. Below is a selected number of scenarios type taken from Carroll books, which is written in 1995. As is scenarios. As is scenario. Describe a current situation during the re-engineering. For example, the current system is understood by observing users and describing their action as a scenario. This scenario can then be validated for correctness and accuracy with the user. We have to talk with the user. Once you have find out the scenario, we have to talk with the user for the validation of the scenario. Visionary scenario. Visionary scenario describe a future system. You see, as is scenario describe the current situation, and visionary scenario describe a future system. Visionary scenario are used both as a point in the modeling space by developers as they refine their ideas of the future system, and as a communication medium to elicit requirements from users. Visionary scenario can be viewed as an inexpensive prototype. We can create the prototype, inexpensive prototype in the visionary scenario, because we are We will develop the system in future system as a communication medium to elicitate requirement elicitation from the user. Next one is the evaluation scenario. Describe user task against which the system is to be evaluated, means the evaluation scenario. The collaborative development of the evaluation scenario by users and developers also improve the definition of the functionality tested by the scenarios. Next one is the training scenario or tutorial used to introductions new users to the system. These are step-by-step instructions designed to handhold the user through common tasks. Training scenario means the step-by-step instructions designed to the handhold user through the common task. Means manual we have to provide. That is the scenario, training scenario. In requirement elicitation, developers or users write and refine a series of scenarios in order to gain share understanding of what the system should be. Initially, each scenario may be high level and incomplete, as the warehouse on fire scenario is. Means warehouse on fire, we have seen one example of a scenario that was incomplete in at initial level. The following questions can be used for identifying scenario. What are the tasks that the actor want to the system to perform? What are the tasks that the actor want to system to perform? These questions we have to ask, then we will get the scenario. Again, next one is the what information does the actor access? Who create that data? Can it be modified or removed by whom? All these questions we have to ask to identify the scenarios. Which external changes does the actor need to be informed the system about? And how often, as well as when? All these questions we have to ask to identify the scenarios. Which event does the system need to be informed the actors about? With what latency? Developers use existing document about the application domain to answer these questions. As a developer, we have to use existing document about the software, how about the application which we have developed. This document include user manual of previous system. Suppose we are going to design a software, then if there is existing system, then we will take the manual of that system, how the previous software is working, all that information in the form of a document we will collect, and this document include the user manual for previous system, procedure manual, company standard, users notes and cheat sheet, users and client interview. All these information we have to collect into the scenario. Developers should always write scenarios using application domain terms as opposed to their own terms. As developer gain further insight into the application domain and the possible of this available technology, the interactively and incrementally refine scenarios to include the increasing amount of details. Drawing user interface mockups often help to find omission in the specific and build more concrete pictures of the system. In the friends example, we identified four scenarios that span the type of task the system is expected to support. Warehouse on fire, figure 4.6, you see a fire is detected in a warehouse. Two field officers arrive at the scene and request the resources. Fender bender, a car accident without casualties occurred on the highway. Police officers document the incident and manage the traffic while the damaged vehicle are towed away. Cat in tree. A cat is a truck in a tree. A fire truck is called to retrieve the cat because the incident is low priority. The fire truck takes time to arrive at the scene. In the meantime, the impatient cat own climb the tree, falls, and break a leg. Require an ambulance to be dispatched. Another example is earthquake and an unprecedented earthquake seriously damaged building and roads, spanning multiple incidents and triggering the active of the statewide emergency operators plan. The governor is notified. The road damage hamper incident responses. The emphasis for development during the actor identification and scenario identification is to understand the application domain. This result is shared understanding of the scope of the system and of the use work processes to be supported. Once developers have identified and described actors and scenarios, they formalize the scenarios into the use cases. If you have any question regarding the identifying actors and identifying scenario, please ask. In today's lecture, we have discussed about the identifying actors and identifying scenarios. If you have any doubt, any question regarding this, you can ask me question.
No, sir.
Then okay, today we will stop here. Next lecture we will see again details about the scenario actors and
Okay.
remaining point of identifying activities. Then okay, have a nice day. Bye.
Same to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Bye.